And Patrick, we hear the sound of engines roar, and that means the boats are moving out onto the course, and we are set to go racing. Here we go. The boat to beat? Perhaps Greg Hopp in the Graham Trucking boat. Just could well be. And how about our pilot on the water, Paul Becker? Will he fly past the competition? And then there's Kaylee out on the water and set to redeem herself. Can she do it? This is the championship for the Unlimited Lights at Seafair.
Graham Trucking Unlimited Lights Cup is brought to you by Mike's Hard Lemonade, proud sponsor of Seafair and the Mike's Hard Lemonade fan camp, and is presented for Seafair by Graham Trucking, import, export, and regional domestic. Let us take a load off.
Now here is the lineup for your Unlimited Lights final. The Roxy 94.5, the U13 boat, Hendrickson Irrigation Design, Miss Critical Logic, and the Graham Trucking. Remember, the supercharged engine boats start outside, and that's the boats, the Zadaro boat, Numerica Credit Union, Miss Boat Electric. They will be starting out in the outside lanes 5, 6, and 7 as we approach 3.5 minutes before race time. And the boats have a little time here to kind of examine things, see where they want, how they want to get into their specific lanes and time it up just right. So let's talk about the pilots at the controls of these planes on the water. And here is Michael Flaherty in the Power Punch boat. Mike?
He's been kind of letting the race come to him. He had a little bad luck yesterday, but he was able to capitalize on the bad luck of other folks more often than not. And he's got a good, strong boat. He'll have to be an inside starter, of course, because he's not a supercharged boat. But this guy could be a spoiler.
All right, the UL-13, the Hendrickson Irrigation boat. J. Craig Fletcher has had about as widely scattered a day as you can have for a weekend. Did not finish in a first.
A relatively new driver, but has had tremendous amount of success for someone as new to the sport as he is. I expect him to be in the top 3 fighting to win.
Here is Paul Becker in the UL-14, the Critical Logic boat, who told all his friends to grab a cold one, sit back, strap it into the armchair, and get ready to race, Mike.
It's one of these, it's the final heat, let's hang it all out. That's exactly what he's going to do. He's a pretty crafty driver. His starts are excellent. If he gets an inside lane and drives the shorter course, he could be your winner.
In the middle of the track is the U-15 Graham Trucking. Greg Hopp, he can drive any of these kind of boats. He's driving the Unlimited, and he hopes to a championship.
I have to say he's the favorite, but because he's got a blown supercharged engine, he's got to start out on the outside. So it's going to be a long way around, but I think he's got the power to pull it off.
Bill Rocky, what are they saying down there in the pits?
Well, Greg is about as lucid as comes. He was smiling when he got in the boat. He looked confident as can be, and I guess he doesn't think about driving the Unlimited. He can focus on this first, and this is the task at hand right now, Steve.
All right, Bill. The UL 929, the Zadaro Wilmot Racing boat with Vince Zadaro at the controls. Michael?
This fella doesn't have quite the speed that he has had in past opportunities on Lake Washington, but he sure has a lot of skill, and he really knows how to get in your face when it counts.
Will Muncie's boat is a late scratch. The Numerica Credit Union boat with Ryan Mallow, one of these young guys who may one day be in the big boats.
One young guy with a lot of horsepower. He's got a blown engine. I think, though, he's got to let the race come to him. Hope for mistakes from some of the other guys to finish high here.
Well, Michael, here's somebody that hopes she makes no more mistakes. She's had a tough weekend. She's also got a first place in the B main, and Kaylee Perkins is ready to go racing.
Must get a good start. Must control the top boats in the aspirated, normally aspirated group, especially Paul Becker. And then she's got to keep her eye on the outside boat, that bright yellow Greg Hopp hydroplane. That's going to be a lot of work to do, but she's got her game face on. She's ready to go.
Guard, we saw her kiss the nose of the hydroplane as she was headed out of the pits.
Oh, yeah, she's loose. I asked her, hey, what are you thinking? And she was just going into the cockpit. She goes, I'm just going out to have fun. She's ready to go.
So she is ready to go. We are just about set to go. They are rounding the point. Here they come. Michael, 10 seconds. Take us away. No, John Lynch. I beg your pardon, John.
Thank you, Steve. That's Kaylee Perkins on the inside. Vinny Zadaro is up there. He's a little bit early at the line, waiting for the call to start. It is a good start, and it's 3 wide, and it's Paul Becker, just like last year, taking the lead, only this time he didn't jump the gun. Paul Becker in the critical logic with Greg Hopp alongside, going into turn number 1. Becker with the advantage, then Zadaro in second. Kaylee's back and forth on the inside, and Greg Hopp on the outside battling for third, as Paul Becker has the lead off the exit pin into this critical logic.
I hate to say I told you so, but I told you so. This guy can make starts like nobody I've ever seen, and now it looks like he's got some room that he can pull us off.
This is a boat that has won in this series before, but not since Paul Becker acquired it a year ago. He's still looking for his very first Unlimited Lights win. He's on a roll right now, in the front by a full rooster tail length. Paul Becker in the critical logic.
And he is fighting for Kaylee for the points championship as well. So there's more at stake here than just this race. But right now, Paul Becker is only thinking about one thing, winning at Seafair.
1 down, 2 to go for Paul Becker in his first ever Unlimited Lights victory. He's got Kaylee Perkins inside, but she's a rooster tail back. Greg Hopp, surprisingly, is back in third. Then it's Vinny Zadaro in fourth and Jake Ray Fletcher in fifth. Paul Becker still with the advantage. Kaylee is closing the gap on the inside of this Goat Electric.
He's got to squeeze down on her. You see how he came close to that buoy? He's not going to give her as much room. So she's got to back off the throttle to stay in that lane. He's driving a perfect race right now. He's had a perfect start. He did the right thing when he saw Kaylee coming up underneath of him. This guy's a driver.
Jake Craig Fletcher's gone down in the water on the front straightaway. He's out of it, but Paul Becker is into it big time with nearly a rooster tail length lead over Kaylee Perkins into turn 2 the second time around. 1 to go. Paul Becker, Kaylee Perkins, Greg Hopp, all there in your picture. 1, 2, 3.
Another great turn by Paul Becker. You see how he just gave her just enough room to get around that buoy. He's doing everything right. This is a schoolbook race he's driving here.
This is a spot where he went dead in the water a year ago, and Kaylee Perkins made a name for herself going inside of Paul to make it a race with Greg Hopp. But it's Paul Becker with a full rooster tail length lead, and Kaylee Perkins has gone to the outside.
She went to the outside because, Brad, she knows she can't be Deckers, but now she's got to keep Hopp. The way she can keep Hopp from passing her is getting out so she can hold him out.
Paul Becker now with open water between he and Kaylee Perkins. Kaylee and Greg Hopp are battling it out for second place. It's Paul Becker's race here in Seattle. Going for